Are you looking for information about life in Chevy Chase, Maryland? I want to give you that information. You are in the right place. I'm going to cover everything about Chevy Chase, Maryland when it comes to location, real estate, what's fun to do here, and if it's good for families. I'll also toss in some extra fun tidbits of information that you'll want to know. Your first question is probably if this town is named after the actor, or is the actor named after the town? We're going to get to that. So I do these videos for you every week and break down living in DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. I've lived here for over 20 years and I know these areas. I go deeper than anybody. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the new videos. And let's get into this. Okay, so let's talk about location first. Chevy Chase, Maryland sits on the northwest border of Washington, D.C. It is a neighborhood if you're on the D.C. side in either a town or a CDP, which is a census designated place if you're on the Montgomery County, Maryland side. What's a CDP? Let's do a quick lesson on that. A CDP is really the counterpart to an incorporated place, which are like self-governing like cities or towns or villages. Now, the boundaries of a CDP can be slightly fluid as they're not legally recognized. So people always get very confused on how Chevy Chase is structured. So it is comprised of 7 sections. There is the CDP of Chevy Chase, the town of Chevy Chase, and then there are 5 self-governed villages. They are the Village of Chevy Chase, Chevy Chase Section 3, Chevy Chase Section 5, Martin's Additions, and North Chevy Chase. Got it? Okay, quiz in 2 seconds. All right, not really. The villages all have their own governing boards. It's adorable and yet so scary at the same time because of all the rules. They like their rules, they like you to do things the right way, and they don't want it to look like a hodgepodge of crazy. So yeah, you're gonna have to go to them when you wanna get approvals to do things on your houses and things like that. Now, village revenue is made up as follows. It is 50% from income taxes, 25% from property taxes, and 25% from speeding enforcement. Yes, there is a camera, a speeding camera on Connecticut Avenue, and it catches almost everybody. Not me, but almost everybody. Hot tip though, if you're here with out-of-state plates, they don't chase you, so you're good. Now, the closest metro stop is over the DC line on Wisconsin Avenue at the Friendship Heights station, and that is Red Line. All right, we're gonna talk now about real estate because I know you want to know about houses and what it's like to live here. So when people wanna move to or live in Chevy Chase, Maryland, you don't really hear people say like, I need to live in Martin's Additions, or I need to live in Section 3, or they don't talk about like, you know, one area over the CDP or anything like that. People go to Chevy Chase to escape DC, but to still be close to it. They want more space. Maybe they want to get into Montgomery County schools in Maryland. And since it's inside the Beltway, the location offers convenience to the city amenities and easy commuting to downtown. Now, Chevy Chase is residential with retail along the major corridor of Wisconsin Avenue, and then a little bit into Connecticut Avenue, but the Connecticut Avenue side of Maryland is Chevy Chase is not, there's not a lot there. It's more residential. So in fact, this is actually kind of a theme of development in Maryland. Retail and commercial areas are relegated to specific places instead of kind of being, you know, pop up here and there and spread all over the place. There are apartments and condos here, mostly high-rise communities with many amenities and high fees. Now, these buildings have a very New York City kind of feel to them, and the only people who won't be blown away by the high monthly condo fees are actual legit New Yorkers. See how that works? Now, condos can start in the high 100s for a studio, sometimes even a 1-bedroom, and then prices for 1-bedrooms are available at pretty much all price points up to $300,000, and then you'll find that you can get yourself into a 2-bedroom at the $400,000 price point. There are condos that go up into the 2 millions here, so if you want to spend that, you absolutely can. They'll have more square footage, maybe be like a luxury building or so, and you can find more square footage in some of these condos than you can in the single-family homes, which is amazing. So because they're in high-rises, though, they're going to come with some pretty amazing views and some pretty outstanding fees, so you just have to, you know, prepare yourself for that. Now, Chevy Chase is mostly single-family homes. While you can still kind of find a few homes below $1 million, they're going to be smaller houses or they're going to need substantial renovation. The average price over the last 6 months of closed homes in Chevy Chase, Maryland, $1.812 million. This is really one of the highest average prices that we've seen of all these neighborhoods in the area. The median price, 1.694 million. So, you're almost at 1.7 of the median, which means half the houses below 1.7 and half are above. The range of prices rises steadily through the millions, well into the 2 millions. And you will see some jumps into the 3 and 4 million range as well for larger homes that might be on more land. There are many styles of home here, to include colonials, bungalows, Tudors, contemporary, mid-century, Cape Cod, and craftsman. 4-H headquarters actually used to be here in Chevy Chase, but they have left for greener pastures. See what I did there? God, you guys, my mom jokes are bombing. They're bombing. This site's actually going to become, where the 4-H was, a senior living community, which is awesome. A lot of acreage there to do that. For fun, if you've got $100,000 just laying around on your coffee table, I mean, we've got them in stacks here. There's like 900 stacks of them. We just stack them up. You can go drop that for the initiation fee and hobnob with the exclusive private, Chevy Chase club people in Chevy Chase Village. If you don't have one of those piles of $100,000 and you're looking for something less expensive, like free, Meadowbrook Park is for you. You can pick up the trails into Rock Creek Park. You can walk or bike to the DC Zoo. You can also walk or bike over to downtown Silver Spring. Chevy Chase offers a really great jumping off point for so much. There's also Meadowbrook Stables if you want to take riding lessons or your kiddos do. It's right here in the park. There's tons of sports fields at so many areas throughout the park as well. And the trails are like to die for. It's really awesome. And they close a lot of this too, so that, like areas that do have traffic kind of, weekends, some of this stuff's just closed down, so you're able to navigate it on foot or bike very easily without getting run over. Now, I can't talk to you yet about the fledgling retail scene on Wisconsin Avenue. It's closing up, it's revamping, it's starting over, buildings are being knocked down. There's like a new push to get more stuff in this area. There's still high-end shops here, but this is like most definitely a work in progress. So we have to kind of, what do they say? Put a pin in that. We'll have to get back to that in another video down the road. All right, you probably want to know if Chevy Chase is family friendly. Well, make no mistake about it, party people. They move here for the schools. Yes, they do. Montgomery County schools are highly rated and sought after, and Chevy Chase schools are no joke. They are all top rated. You cannot go wrong here with public education. So the elementary school is split into two different schools. You've got Rosemary Hills, which services the lower grades, and then Chevy Chase Elementary covers 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Everybody goes to Silver Creek Middle School, and then everybody is zoned for Bethesda Chevy Chase High School, which locally we call BCC. That's what they call it. It's BCC. Now, we talked about the easy access to Rock Creek and the trails. You don't want to miss Candy Cane City. It's the playground so named in Meadowbrook Park because it looks like a candy cane. Close by, you're also going to see that there's Glen Echo Park, which is an arts and cultural center with classes and camps. And then there's also Great Falls National Park on the Maryland side. On the other side of Rock Creek, you've got, right on the other side of Rock Creek, you've got Silver Stars Gymnastics, which is in Silver Spring. That's a super popular place for every age, from kid to toddler, for kids from toddler all the way up to teens. So we've had birthday parties there. That's a pretty good facility there. For food, is there anything here to eat? Because people get hungry. Well, you're surrounded by good food here. Clyde's is a local DC area favorite. It's on Wisconsin Avenue in Friendship Heights. You also have some restaurants in Martin's Addition. There's a strip of stores, and they lay claim to some of the gems of Chevy Chase. You've got La Ferme, which is French, and is, of course, named one of the most romantic restaurants by Bethesda Magazine in 2016. La Ferme has country farmhouse decor. They've got a large fireplace, live piano music, and they've got a covered patio if you want to sit outside. There's Brookville Market, which is a small grocery store. That's also in Martin's Addition. And then next door, you've got Olympia Cafe, which has salads and wraps and sandwiches, also right there on that strip. Now, the hidden gems that you should know about in neighboring Chevy Chase, DC, and Silver Spring, and Bethesda as well. So you've got Parkway Deli, which is the New York City style deli that's famous for their matzo ball soup. Famous. Some people don't even know the name sometimes, and they're like, I want to go to that place in Silver Spring that has the matzo ball soup. So you should know that that is there. In DC, you've got Parthenon, which is amazing Greek food. It is on Connecticut Avenue inside the DC line, and they serve food that's just really authentic. And you heard it here from this Greek. We go there quite a bit, and we love it. Also inside the DC line, you have Macon Bistro and Larder, which is well known for its Southern cooking. You've got fresh biscuits and gourmet burgers. Now, the Larder side supplies carry-out, readily available for you. They've got pickles, they've got cookies, they've got pies, so stuff you can just kind of grab and go. Then you have Broad Branch Market, which is a gourmet deli grocery store by Lafayette Elementary School. People love their sandwiches. It's just like a nice, cute little place, and people really love it. It's a neighborhood place. You also, Bethesda has so much. Their whole downtown is basically restaurants and shops. So I gave you like a sampling of it, but like as far as everything that's in Bethesda, it'd be so hard to cover it because there's tons and tons of restaurants, right? That actually just needs their own video. We'll get to those. We do that in a different video for Bethesda. Now, what about grocery stores? Like, you don't want to just eat out all the time. I get it. Grocery stores, also everywhere. You've got Safeway on Connecticut Avenue inside the DC line. You've got Trader Joe's, there's Whole Foods, there's Amazon Fresh, and you also have McRuder's nearby, which is a local DC place. Now, did you know that Chevy Chase is one of the wealthiest and most highly educated places in the country, and for sure in the DC area? Chevy Chase is also home to many, many prominent DC politicians. Also, the Geico headquarters is here. I really love that gecko, and I love his commercials. Have you seen the one with the, do you need more Parmesan cheese? And the guy's buried? That's me. That's legit me. Now, Chevy Chase, the actor, was not named after this area, but his grandmother named him Chevy after the same English ballad of Chevy Chase, for which the area was actually named. So, thought you might like that as a fun fact. What about dogs? So, are there places here for dogs? Is it dog friendly? No. Google Chevy Chase Dog Park and let me know how that works out for you. Oh, except that I'm supposed to do the work here. So in September of 2019, the Chevy Chase Village Board voted 5-2 to dismantle the Chevy Chase dog park that they had. It was the only dog park they had. There's a fantastic Washington Post article that starts out with, and I quote, "Everyone knows there's a problem with Chubbs. Chubbs is a dog." That is the article that you must find. That's the Cliff's Notes version, but here it is. They had a dog park, dogs barked, and then it was dismantled because people complained. It cost the village hundreds of thousands of dollars and many, many contentious meetings. It was ugly, and it was memorialized online where you can read all about it. If you want dog parks, you're going to have to leave Chevy Chase. I know, it's crazy. All right. But you always have the trails. And so you've got the Meadowbrook Park and then Rock Creek Park trails. You have Great Falls, which a lot of people do this with their dogs. It's just so gorgeous to go over to the river and walk along the river. And there's just tons of things you can do and little things you can jut off and go look at the water and all of that stuff. So that's also something that people love doing. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about Chevy Chase, Maryland, let me know. I'm here. My contact info is coming next.